was, where did it go? Well, the beautiful sea view isn't there, but I could go out to outer space.
Oh, outer space.
Yeah, but
Oh.
there was a really neat ocean view,
Rocket.
but this
Just
one's
a
not.
reminder, we are now live on YouTube.
So there's going to be a competition.
For what?
For background.
Ah,
I'm going to get our Antarctica pictures.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
Oh, we're in trouble now.
and with that, I have just muted everyone. Although I will ask Lisa to unmute herself before we begin. Now I can. All right, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining us for another Shabbat, a Shabbat service that many of us feel we need in the midst of a very hectic and busy year, and in the midst of a very, a very difficult time with the continuing struggle with the COVID-19 pandemic. So once again, thank you for coming and joining us for this Shabbat. We begin our Shabbat service tonight with Shir Chadash.
Sing unto God all the earth a new song. I will sing unto God a new song. Sing unto God and we'll all sing along. All the earth a new song unto God. I will sing unto God a new song.
And now it is my pleasure to invite Wendy Drezick to unmute and please light candles for us this evening.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we by our lives give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we in our own day be among those who kindle light. 1 second, I'm going to change the view so I can see what I'm doing. So, here we go. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Amen.
Amen.
The meaning of Shabbat is to celebrate time rather than space. 6 days a week, we live under the tyranny of things and space. On Shabbat, we try to become attuned to holiness in time. It is a day on which we are called upon to share in what is eternal in time, to turn from the results of creation to the mystery of creation, from the world of creation to the creation of the world. We continue with Lecha Dodi.
Pene pene Shabbat lekabela, lecha lecha dodi likrat kala. Pene pene Shabbat lekabela, la 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 lecha dodi likrat kala. Pene pene Shabbat lekabela, lecha lecha dodi likrat kala. Pene pene Shabbat lekabela. Shamor v'zachor v'dibur echad, Hishmiyanu el hameyuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, L'shemo tiferet v'leiti la 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 lecha dodi, likrat kala, Pene Shabbat lekabela, lecha lecha dodi, likrat kala. Pene Shabbat lekabela, likrat Shabbat lehuvenecha, ki mekor haberacha, merosh mikedem nesucha, tov ma'aseh b'machshavat la 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 lecha dodi, likrat kala, Pene Shabbat lekabela. Lecha lecha dodi likrat kala, Pene Shabbat lekabela. Likrat hitoriri, kiva orekum yori, uri shedaberi, kivod anay Allah yifniga la 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 lecha dodi. Likrat kala, Pene Shabbat lekabela, lecha lecha dodi likrat kala, Pene Shabbat lekabela. Ori v'shalom ateret bala, gam b'simcha u'v'tola, toch emunei am segula. La 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 la, lecha dodi likrat kala, Pene Shabbat lekabela, lecha lecha dodi likrat kala, Pene Shabbat lekabela, la 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 lecha dodi likrat kala, Pene Shabbat lekabela. Lecha lecha dodi likrat kala, Pene Shabbat lekabela.
I find by experience, not by reasoning, but by my own discovery that God is near me. And I can be near God at all times. I can't explain it, but I am as sure of my experience as I am of the fact that I live in love. I can't explain how I have come to live in love, but I know I do. In the same way, I know I am in contact with God.
Yitkada v'kada shemei rabba, ve'amad yivrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayecho ובחיי דרך בית ישראל. בעגלה, בעגלה, ובזמן קריב, במהרו אמן. יהי שמרה במברך, לעלם לימי המיה, יתברך, יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתהלל ויתהלל, שמי לקודשה בריחו. לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, תאמירן בימה, במהרו אמן.
Continue with Baruch. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, ruler of the universe, who speaks the evening into being, skillfully opens the gates, thoughtfully alters the time and changes the seasons, and arranges the stars in their heavenly courses according to plan. You are creator of day and night, rolling light away from darkness and darkness from light, transforming day into night and distinguishing one from the other. Adonai Tzvaot is your name. Ever-living God, may you reign continually over us into eternity. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings on evening. Baruch atah Adonai, ha-ma'ariv aravim.
Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim, Otanu limadeta, Otanu limadeta. Afen Adonai Eloheinu b'shochbeinu, U'pnenu nasiach b'chukecha, ונשמח בדברי תורתך ומצוותיך לעולם ועד, כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגי יומם ולילה, נגי יומם ולילה, ואהבתך תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל, אוהב עמו ישראל. Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ela asher anochi mitzavecha hayom alevavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlachtecha v'derech u'shochbecha u'v'kumecha u'kshartam leot yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha u'chtavtam amazuzot beitecha u'vish'arecha leman tizkeru v'asitem akol mitzvotai v'hitem kedoshim le'Elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim lihiot lachem le'Elohim ani Adonai Elohechem.
Adonai Elohechem emet. Sing the song of men and women joined in understanding and respect. The song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come. The song of a land once ravaged by war, now quiet and content. For soldiers home to leave no more. The song of a world redeemed, the song of peace.
Bye bim biddy bammy, yabba bye bye bim bam. Yeah, bye bye bim biddy bammy, yabba bye bye bim bam. Hi 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 hi, yabba bye bye bim bam. Hi 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 hi, yabba bye bye bim bam. Mi kamocha b'li Adonai, mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh, Yorah tehilot osivele, Yorah tehilot osivele, mahalichut hara uvanecha, okei ayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, ze'eli anu ve'amru, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, yai bye bye bim bidi bam, yabba bye bye bim bam, yai bye bye bim bidi bam, yabba bye bye bim bam, hi hi da da da, yabba bye bye bim bam, hi hi da da yabba bye bye bim bam. V'ne'emar kifad Adonai et Yaakov u'ge'alo miyad chazak mimenu, Baruch atah Adonai Ga'al Yisrael.
Amen. Give us a place to rest, Adonai, our God. Bring us into shelter in the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth, and prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace, over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim.
Shomrei, Shabbat v'korei, oneg Shabbat. Yismechu v'malachutecha, Shomrei, Shabbat v'korei, oneg Shabbat. Mekadeshei shevei Shabbat. Kulam yisbehu ve'italu mituvecha Shabbat. Yismechu v'malachutecha, Shomrei, Shabbat v'korei, oneg Shabbat. Yismechu תבוא וקידש את השבת, חמדת ימים אותו קראת השבת, ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת, ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת, זכר למעשה בראשית שבת, זכר למעשה בראשית שבת, ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת, ישמחו במלכותך שומרי 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 שבת וקורא עונג שבת.
Every word of one's prayer should be like a rose that is picked from a bush. One gathers rows upon rows until a bouquet is formed and can be offered to God as a beautiful blessing. And now we begin our tefillah.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Konei Hakol, V'Zocher Chasdei Avot V'Imahot, U'Mevi Geula Livnei V'neihem, Leman Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Ata gibor le'olam Adonai, mechayei hakol ata rav lehoshia, mashiv haruach u'morid hagashem, mechakel chaim bechesed, mechayei hakol berachamim rabim, somech noflim v'rofei cholim, u'matir asurim, u'mekayem emunato lishenei afar, michamocha ba'al gevurot, u'mito melech, melech memit u'mechaye, u'matzmiach Yeshua, v'neheman ata lehachayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, mechayei hakol. Ata kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kdoshim b'cho yom yahalucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh.
May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day, and may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mekadesh HaShabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai, who makes holy the Shabbat. You are with us in our prayer, our love, and our doubt, in our longing to feel your presence and do your will. You are the still, clear voice within us. Therefore, O God, when doubt troubles us, when anxiety makes us tremble, when pain clouds the mind, we look inward for the answer to our prayers. There may we find you, and there find courage, insight, and endurance. And let our worship bring us closer to one another, that all Israel and all who seek you may find new strength for your service. Baruch atah Adonai, she'otcha lebadcha b'yirah na'avod.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Ki atahu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov be'einecha livarech et Amcha Yisrael b'chol heit u'b'chol shoah b'shlomecha. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Baruch atah Adonai Hamivarech et Amo Yisrael b'shalom.
And now I invite you to take a few moments to pray silently. With musical accompaniment.
Shalom Aleinu.
And now our thoughts turn to those who are in need of healing, physical, emotional, or spiritual healing. In our own community, we are thinking about Sharon Barr, Marcy Berman, Sarah Cohen, Guadalupe Cordero, Kay Cosby, Carolyn Dowland, Mel Eichelbaum, Dawn Elmore, Steve Feynman, Bernice Fischel, Mary Ann Flatley, Adriana Flores, Sherry Foss, Justin Folk, Natalie Greenberg, Mitchell Jacobson, Al Kaufman, Matt Kiefer, Caitlin Kiernan, Siobhan Kiernan, Alex Kipp, Ida Kanonova, Julie Lemley, Jana Lesser, Dan McShane, Tom Manning, Olivia Martinez, Mike McNerney, Vivian Montemayor, Tom Moore, Sam Negri, Charles Patrick, Alan Polonsky, Carol Schiffer, Mimi Tobin, Susan Weber, Elliot Wesser, and Marcia Gorin Wesser. If there's any names you would like to add for the Misha Berach Lecholim, the prayers for healing, I invite you to unmute yourselves, share those names with the community, and then remute yourself.
Darryl McLaughlin.
Marilyn Meek.
Kathy Fodor.
Janice Keating.
Everyone who is suffering and recovering from COVID.
Susan Stamper, David Fishelman, Ann Manning, Jacob Blake, Al Roker.
David Marshall.
Okay. We take all the names that have been said out loud and all the names that are in our hearts and offer Misha Berach Lecholim. Misha Berach Abotenu Vimotenu Avraham Yitzhak v'Yaakov Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah v'Yivarechet HaCholim Shelanu v'Kadosh Baruch Hu Yimlei Rachamim Aleihem l'Haklimam u'Rapotam u'Lachazikam v'Yishlach Lahem Meheira Refuah Refuah Shlema Min HaShamayim Refuat HaNefesh u'Refuat HaGuf Hashta Bagala u'Vizman Kariv v'Nomar Amen. The portion this week, Chaye Sarah, focuses on two stories. In the first, Abraham buys a field with a cave as a burial place for Sarah. And in the second, he instructs his servant to find a wife for his son Isaac. Why these two events? The simplest answer is because they happened. That, however, can't be it. We misunderstand the Torah if we think of it as a scroll that just tells us what happened. That is a necessary but insufficient explanation of biblical narrative. The Torah, by identifying itself as Torah, defines its own genre. It's not a history book. It is Torah, meaning teaching or instruction. It tells us what happened only when events that occurred then have a bearing on what we need to know now. What is the instruction in these two stories? It's an unexpected one. Abraham, the first bearer of the covenant, receives two promises, both stated 5 times. The first is of a land. Time and again he is told by God that the land to which he has traveled, Canaan, will one day be his. And the second is about his descendants and how numerous they will be. These are remarkable promises. The land and its length and breadth will be Abraham's and his children's as an everlasting possession. And Abraham will have as many children as the stars of the sky and the sand on the seashore. He will be the father not of one nation, but of many. What, though, is the reality by the time Sarah dies? Abraham owns no land and has only one son. He had another, Ishmael, but was told that he would not be the bearer of the covenant. The significance of the two stories is now clear. First, Abraham undergoes a lengthy bargaining process with the Hittites to buy a field with a cave in which to bury Sarah. It's a tense, even maybe humiliating encounter. The Hittites say one thing and mean another. As a group, they say, "Sir, listen to us. You are a prince of God in our midst. Bury your dead in the choicest of our tombs." Ephron, the owner of the field Abraham wishes to buy, says, "Listen to me. I give you the field and I give you the cave that is in it. I give it to you in the presence of my people. Bury your dead." As the narrative makes clear, this elaborate generosity is a facade for some hard bargaining. Abraham knows he is a, quote, alien and a stranger among you, unquote, meaning, among other things, that he has no right to own land. That is the force of their reply, which, stripped of its overlay of courtesy, means use one of our burial sites. You may not acquire your own. Abraham is not deterred. He insists that he wants to buy his own. Ephron's reply, "It is yours, I give it to you," is in fact the prelude to a demand for an inflated price, 400 silver shekels. At last, however, Abraham owns the land. The final transfer of ownership is recorded in precise legal prose to signal that at last Abraham owns part of the land. It's a small part, one field and a cave, a burial place bought at great expense. That is all of the divine promise of the land that Abraham will see in his lifetime. The next chapter, one of the longest in the whole 5 books of Moses, tells of Abraham's concern that Isaac should have a wife. Isaac is, we must assume, at least 37 years old at this point. That's how old he is when Sarah dies. And he's still unmarried. Abraham has a child, but no grandchild, no posterity. As with the purchase of the cave, the same thing here. Acquiring a daughter-in-law will take hard negotiation. The servant, on arriving in the vicinity of Abraham's family, immediately finds this girl, Rebecca, before he has even finished praying for God's help to find her. Securing her release from her family is another matter. He brings out gold, silver, and clothing for the girl. He gives her brother and mother costly gifts. The family have a celebratory meal, but when the servant wants to leave, brother and mother say, let Rebecca stay with us for another year or a while. Laban, Rebecca's brother, plays a role not unlike that of Ephron. The show of generosity conceals a tough, even exploitative, determination to make a profitable deal. Eventually, patience pays off. Rebecca leaves, Isaac marries her, the covenant will continue. These are then not minor details or stories. Yes, Abraham will have a land. He will have countless children. But these things will not happen soon or suddenly or easily, nor will they occur without human effort. To the contrary, only the most focused willpower will bring them about. The divine promises I mentioned earlier are not what they might have first seemed, a statement that God will act. It is in fact a request, an invitation from God to Abraham and Abraham's children that they should act. God will help them. The outcome will be what God said it would be, but not without total commitment from Abraham's family. It would be too easy to end the line. There will be a land, Israel, and Abraham's son Isaac will have children. That's Jewish continuity. The astonishing fact is that today, 3,500 years later, these remain dominant concerns of Jews throughout the world. The safety and security of Israel as the Jewish home, and the future of the Jewish people, or will we have Jewish grandchildren? Abraham's hopes and fears are ours. Is there any other people whose concerns today are what they were 4 millennia ago? Now as then, the divine promise does not mean that we can leave the future to God. That idea doesn't really have a place in the imaginative world of the book of Genesis. To the contrary, the covenant is God's challenge to us, not ours to God. The meaning of the events of Chayei Sarah is that Abraham realized that God was depending on him. Faith doesn't mean passivity. It means the courage to act and never be deterred. The future will happen, but it is we, inspired, empowered, given strength by the promises of God, who must be the ones to bring it about. Ken Yehi Ratzon, may it be God's will, and Shabbat Shalom. And now I invite Lori Greenberg to please deliver some remarks.
Good evening, everyone. I want to thank Lisa and Sam for another beautiful service this evening. We joined a little bit late, so if someone did do the candle lighting, thank you so much for that. And thank you, Mike Stern, for your beautiful recordings of piano music for us. This Saturday, tomorrow, Kesher High will meet at 9:30 and Torah Study will meet at 11 o'clock. Work continues on the future of our congregation. Our board met earlier this week, and just asking you to look for a letter that will be going out this coming week. Will go via email as well as the USPS with more information and another request for feedback from our members. So we really hope to hear from everyone with this communication that we'll be sending out next week. And as for a Shabbat thought, I wanted to share some of the words of wisdom from Rabbi Jonathan Sachs. As some of you may know, Rabbi Sachs passed away this past weekend on Saturday, November 7th, at the age of 72, after a short bout of cancer. He was the chief rabbi of the United Kingdom from 1991 to 2013, and he was the author of more than 25 books. His most recent book was just published in September, and it's called Morality: Restoring the Common Good in Divided Times. And actually, when I was just reading about him, my sister-in-law, Lou's sister, had just sent an email to Lou saying that she had read the book and thought that it was really good. So I'm going to look forward to reading that myself. But here's some lines from an article called What I Learned from Rabbi Jonathan Sachs that was written by Rabbi Johnny Solomon. Often, many of us distinguish between our relationship with God and our relationship with others. However, what made Rabbi Sachs and the ideas that he taught so refreshing and inspiring was how he saw these spheres to be utterly interwoven. Rabbi Sachs explains how faith lives, breathes, and has its being in the world of relationships, in the respect we pay our marriage partner, the steadfastness with which we bring up our children, and the way we extend the feeling of family to embrace neighbors and strangers in acts of hospitality and kindness. In fact, it was an extension of this idea of seeing God in people that underpinned one of Rabbi Sacks' major theological messages, described by the phrase, the dignity of difference, which he explained to mean that the test of faith is whether I can make space for difference. Can I recognize God's image in someone who is not in my image, whose language, faith, and ideals are different from mine? If I cannot, then I have made God in my image instead of allowing him to remake me in his. And I think those are really relevant thoughts with our divided culture and society these days. So I just wanted to share that with you all. And I wish you a Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Lori. And now we begin our concluding prayers with Aleinu L'Shabeach.
Aleinu L'Shabeach Ladon HaKol Latet Gedula Liotzer Breshit Shehu Noteh Shamayim V'Yosei Aretz Umoshav Yikaro B'Shamayim B'Ma'al Ushchinatu Zo B'Govhei Meramim Hu Eloheinu Ein Od V'Anachnu Koreim Umishtachavim umodim Lifnei Melech Malchei HaMlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu V'ne'emar V'haya Adonai Lemelech al kol haaretz Bayom hahu Yeh Adonai echad Ushemo echad.
Our thoughts now turn to those who have departed this earth, either recently or in years past. Within our own community, we think of those we are remembering for Yahrzeit, the anniversary of the death, or Veronica Dale, mother of Candy Trefero, Maurice Cohn, father-in-law of Andrea Cohn, Joel Glasser, father of Susan Albert, Alan Greenberg, son of Natalie Greenberg and brother of Lou Greenberg, Bernice Levinson, mother of Frida Levinson, Sterling Newman, husband of Rochelle Newman, Jan Williams, dear friend of Lacey Dalby. We also remember 10 people who perished in the Shoah: Dina Rebecca Schrizer, Maggie Solomon, Johanna Pressberg, Bertha Rafalovitz, Rosa Rothschild, Elsa Rosenstern, Adelheid Saman, Judith Deraj, Helene Ringer, and Betty Rudelsheim. If you have names you would like to add for Kaddish at this time, I invite you to please unmute yourselves, share those names with the community, and then remute yourselves.
Sean Connery.
Dr. William Samuelson, who was a Holocaust survivor.
Alex Trebek, Tommy Heinsohn, Rabbi Jonathan Sachs, Kyle McPherson, and Sandra Rausch.
Jack Fernandy.
And I would like to add my father, Michael Stern, known in Israel as Avram Moshe ben Rachmiel Levi. And now, the words of the mourner's Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah, ve'alma divrach yirteh v'yamlich malchuteh, v'chayechon v'yomechon uv'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael, v'agala v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei rabbah mevarach le'alam u'lamei amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudsha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'yimru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya. v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'yimru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'yimru amen. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be for a blessing. And our concluding song for the evening is Ki Eshmera Shabbat.
Ki Eshmera Shabbat, El Yishmereni. Ki Eshmera Shabbat, El Yishmereni. Oti leomeyad, beina uveini. Oti leomeyad, beina uveini. Ki eshmera Shabbat, el yishmereni. Ki eshmera Shabbat, El Yishmereni. Oti leomeyad, beina uveini. Oti leomeyad, beina uveini.
And now it's time for Kiddush, and it's my pleasure to invite Maury Goldstein to please lead us in Kiddush. And if you have wine and grape juice or challah, we invite you to get it out.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pari hagafen.
Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu v'shabbat kadsho b'ahava uvratzon himchilanu zikaron lemase v'reishit ki hu yom techila lemikrae kodesh zecher letziat Mitzrayim Kivanu v'acharta v'yotanu kidashta mikol hamim v'shabbat kadshecha v'yava uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. Amen. L'chaim.
Amen. L'chaim. And now it's challah time.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'te'avon.
Te'avon. And now everyone, please feel free to unmute yourselves and wish everyone a Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat
Shalom.
shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Greatly.